If you open a standard history textbook, the story of human civilization begins in a very specific place, at a very specific time. We are taught that history started in Mesopotamia, roughly 6,000 years ago. This is the era credited with giving us the first structured societies. We see the first written languages, and we see rulers documenting their rules in stone, establishing the earliest known legal codes to govern their citizens. From there, the official timeline marches straight forward. You advance a few millennia and hit the monumental architecture of ancient Egypt. Give it a little more time, and you arrive at the arches and amphitheaters of Rome, displaying highly advanced political and engineering might. It is a neat, easy-to-follow progression. We started as primitive hunter-gatherers, eventually figured out agriculture, and steadily climbed a straight ladder toward advanced city building. But recent archaeological digs in places like Pakistan and Turkey are breaking that timeline apart. In southern Turkey, excavators uncovered Göbekli Tepe. It is a massive complex of circular stone structures and meticulously carved T-shaped pillars. Carbon dating places its construction at roughly 11,000 years ago. This horizontal timeline chart highlights the mathematical problem. The accepted starting line for civilization sits at 6,000 years ago. Göbekli Tepe pushes that back another 5,000 years, requiring complex community organization long before the invention of the wheel. Despite these massive stone structures sitting out in plain sight, the standard curriculum has remained remarkably static, often ignoring the discovery because it doesn't fit the existing model. Acknowledging an 11,000-year-old monumental site means accepting that ancient humans possessed highly sophisticated organizational skills millennia before they supposedly learned how to build cities. To find out what else is missing from the historical record, researchers use digital sensors to map what shovels and brushes cannot reach. Using photogrammetry, scientists take thousands of high-resolution underwater scans and virtually drain the water from places like the Nile Delta and the Baltic Sea. When they drained the waters of Lake Nasser in Egypt, they found the remains of a 200-mile chain of military fortresses, anchored by colossal Fort Buchan. This architectural cross-section of Fort Buchan reveals a deep, dry moat and massive battlements. Looking closely, sophisticated arrow loops are built right into the walls. They provided a 180-degree firing arc, ensuring the moat was covered by lethal fire. This same scanning technology is exposing sunken history in northern Europe, locating the remains of advanced vessels like Viking longships and massive Baltic superwarships like the Mars. The overlapping oak planks and precise hydrodynamic curves of these ships allowed seafarers to absorb the brutal force of gale winds and traverse open oceans. Finding massive, integrated defense networks and ocean-faring war machines contradicts the assumption that these early societies were small, isolated groups with limited engineering reach. This tech dismantles the idea of a sudden collapse of the ancient Maya. That narrative was supported by images of empty, vine-choked palaces. By shooting millions of laser pulses from an airplane, archaeologists use LiDAR to digitally strip away the dense jungle canopy, revealing the actual topography below. That specific laser mapping technique recently pinpointed the exact location of the lost Maya kingdom of Sakhtsi. This topographical map reveals a massive network of ancient, channeled irrigation fields. As the map pans up, it shows how those channels connect directly to fortified structures on flattened mountaintops. The Maya were engineering their landscape to survive drought and repel invasions. The evidence shows a coordinated societal pivot. Facing drought and war, the population abandoned urban centers to build these resilient, engineered agricultural networks. The straight-line story, from simple hunters directly to the cities of Mesopotamia, has been effectively dismantled by the facts. Thousands of years before the textbooks say it was possible, humans were already executing massive engineering projects, navigating global trade routes, and manipulating their environments to survive severe climate events. History is an active, unfolding investigation. The evidence has always been in the ground, and we are finally building the tools required to see it. Every time a new topographical laser or underwater scan finishes processing, the starting line for human civilization moves further back into the shadows. We have not finished reading the story of human history. We are only just discovering the first chapters.